जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमय जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तनम की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 10. Maharaj Rahuguna meets Jadabharata, text 7 and 8. So, text I will read myself. We will read word to word meaning, translation together. अतः पुनः स्वसिभ्याख्यां विस्मागतयां प्रकृतिप्यैः उवाच रहुगणा किम् इदं अरे त्वं जीवत्मृतमां कत् आर्तिकृत्य भ्रातृशासनम् अतिचरसि प्रमत्तस्य ते करोमि चिकित्सां दण्डपाणि इव जनातयः यथा प्रकृतिं स्वां भजस्यसि इति. The translation of the seventh verse is as follows. Translation. Thereafter, when the king saw that his palanquin was being shaken by the carriers, he became very angry and said, "You rascal, what are you doing? Are you dead despite living within your body? Do you not know that I am your master? You are disregarding me and are carrying out my order and are not carrying out my order. For this disobedience I shall now punish you just like as Emeraj, the superintendent of death, punishes sinful people. I shall give you proper treatment so that you will come to your senses and do the correct thing." Text number 8. एवं बहु अबद्धम् अपि भाषाणां नरदेवताभिमानां रजसा तमसा अनुविधेन मदेन तिरस्कृत्य अशेष भगवत्प्रियनिकेतनं पण्डितमानिनं सह ब्रह्मण ब्रह्मभूत सर्वभूतसुहृत् आत्मा योग ईश्वर चरयां न अति व्युत्पन्न मतिम्. संयमान इव विगतस्मयः idam aha. We will read word meaning. Please repeat after me. Evam, in this way, bahu, much, abadham, nonsensical, api, although, bhashanam, bhashamanam, talking, naradeva abhimanam, King Rahugana, who thought himself the ruler, Rajasa, by the material mode of passion, Tamasa, as well as by the mode of ignorance, Anuvidhena, being increased, Madena, by madness, Tiraskritya, who rebuked, Asesha, innumerable, Bhagavat Priyaniketanam, devotees of the Lord, Panditamaninam, considering himself a very learned scholar, Saha, that Bhagavan, spiritually most powerful, Jadabharata, Brahmana, a fully qualified Brahmana, Brahmabhuta, fully self realized, Sarvabhuta Suhrit Atma, who was thus friend of all living entities, Yoga Ishvara, the most advanced mystic yogis, Charyayam, in the behavior na ati yutpannamatim. On to the king Rahugana, who was not actually experienced. Samyamanaha, slightly smiling. Iva, like Vigatasmayaha, who was relieved from all material pride. Idam, this, aha, spoke. Translation. Thus, thinking himself a king, King Rahugana was in the bodily conception and was influenced by material nature's modes of passion and ignorance. Due to madness, he chastised Jarabharata with uncalled for and contradictory words. Jadabharata was a topmost devotee and the dear abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although considering himself very learned, the king did not know about the position of an advanced devotee situated in devotion service, nor did he know his characteristics. Jadabharata was the residence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He always carried the form of the Lord within his heart. He was the dear friend of all living entities, all living beings, and he did not entertain any bodily conception. He therefore smiled and spoke the following words. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The distinction between a person in the bodily conception and a person beyond the bodily conception is presented in this verse. In the bodily conception, King Rahugana considered himself a king and chastised Jada Bharata in so many unwanted ways. Being self realized, Jada Bharata, who was fully situated on the transcendental platform, did not at all become angry. Instead, he smiled and began to deliver his teachings to King Rahugana. A highly advanced Vaishnava devotee is a friend to all living entities and consequently is a friend to his enemies also. In fact, he does not consider anyone to be his enemy. Suhrud, Suhrada Sarvadehinam. Sometimes a Vaishnava becomes superficially angry at a non devotee, but this is good for the non devotees. We have several examples of this in the Vedic literature. Once, Narada became angry with the two sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvera and Manigrave, and he chastised them by turning them into trees. The result was that later they were liberated by Lord Sri Krishna. The devotee is situated on the absolute platform, and when he is angry or pleased, there is no difference, for in either case he bestows his benediction. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिनि नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेमा प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, seeking blessings from all the assembled devotees so that I can repeat whatever I heard from my superiors, spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, as a service to all the Vaishnavas and glorification of the Lord and for my own purification. So here, Bharat Maharaj is here playing the role of Jada Bharata. As the name itself shows that Jada means totally inert. He doesn't exhibit any feelings. That's what is Jada is all about. So first time it seems here Jada Bharata is smiling, showing no, some symptoms. So one sense why he is smiling, because previously he is the king, and now somebody else become the king and he is carrying his palanquin and he is telling actually I am the king, and you are my servant, you know. So seeing the ignorance of this King Rahugana, uh, Jadabharata felt little compassion and smiled. Sometimes seeing the foolishness of other people, uh, we feel like smiling. In Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna smiles when Arjuna is crying. You know, it looks very contrasting. If somebody is suffering, how can you smile? Right? Krishna, it says, it starts like that. Prahasanneva Bharata. So, generally, uh, if somebody offends us, we end up becoming angry. That's what is the conditioned soul response to any stimulation. So here, Maharaj Rahugana, he became unhappy because unhappy and angry because the palanquin is not being carried properly. So in that way, many times people become angry because of the unfulfilled expectations. They expect something should happen like this and it doesn't happens like that and it happens in some other way and people become immediately angry. So in that way, unfulfilled expectations is the cause of anger. So and the consequences are told actually in Bhagavad Gita. If you read that verses, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramsha buddhinasha, buddhinasha pranashyati. जय श्री श्यादा मदन मोहन की, जय श्री श्री गौनिताय की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. So the result of krodha is intensified moha. Already person is in moha, so but that krodhat bhavati sammoha, it is even more, the illusion become even more strong, and that results to smriti bhramsha, it is bewilderment of memory, and buddhinashat pranashyati, and he will end up doing something, afterwards he will lament for that. So like that, that is the results of krodha. Mm. So it is said that anger is one letter short of danger. If you add D before, that becomes danger. It is only one letter short of danger. And anger is considered temporary madness. For a few moments, a person becomes mad. A mad person can do anything actually for only few moments, but afterwards he will realize actually what he did. Mm. So in that way, it said storm and anger, mm, they create lot of a damage, and you will understand when it is subsided. Only then, afterwards, only you realize how much damage happened. So here also you can see that out of anger, King Rahugana is speaking very very harsh words towards Jada Bharata, and it is mentioned actually King Rahugana is covered by mode of passion. Because of mode of passion, his knowledge got covered because he is thinking I am the king and everything. And here also, he is a self-realized soul. He is also covered up. His Brahman effulgence is covered. He is also not looking like a very advanced person. He is also covered by mode of passion. Two coverings huh, here coming to face each other. So recently, I was talking to one devotee who is our devotee only. He's studying MBBS and got into PG. He took some psychiatrist course, and he was telling actually what kind of cases comes there. People out of madness they do, and he was telling actually that one fellow cut off his friend's head and took that head to police station, and he himself, and he's smiling in front of police only. I did this, you know. Like that, so many horrible cases he is explaining actually, and people don't have any guilt also that I did this like that. So very very dangerous situations we can see. Uh, that's why one of the famous seminars is anger management. Nowadays people ask how to control anger. So once I was traveling in train also, so some one of the person opposite to me asked actually I get very quickly angry, how to control. Then I told this only, you reduce your expectations from others, and then automatically your anger will come down. So once His Grace Gaurang Prabhu was saying, he was giving seminar on anger management in America, one of the institute, prestige institute. So there he prepared one PPT presentation to speak, but in that that projector is not working, you know. And he asked actually it is very very important to have this projector, otherwise it will not come out good. So you get some other projector. There is big college, so many projectors could be there. Then they told today is holiday, everything is closed. They tried here and there, but it didn't come out. You know, Prabhuji told, I am getting so much angry, but I can't become angry because because the seminar is about anger management. So here we can see a non-devotee, a materialistic person, is consumed by anger. And whereas a devotee, he engages anger in the service of Krishna. Mm. That famous verse is there, Kama Krishna Karmarpane, Krodha Bhakti Dveshajane. So a devotees use anger positively. Here Srila Prabhupada is giving the example about Narada Muni. He became angry towards Nalakavar and Manigriv, but he ended up doing great favor to them by cursing them and making them trees, and ultimately they are liberated by Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So in that way, it is the mercy of a great soul. It is they are situated on the absolute platform. So whatever comes out, it is all mercy only. So, in that way, we see that Prabhupada gives so many examples about mm, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became angry towards Jagai and Mathai. When Jagai and Mathai, they met Nityananda Prabhu. At that time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so angry. And Prabhupada gives examples about Hanumanji. Hmm, He used anger in the service of Lord Ram and he set fire to the Lanka. And Arjuna also. Hmm, Arjuna also used anger in the service of Lord. So, in that way, a devotees they engage anger in the service of the Lord. So, but whereas a non-devotee actually they get carried away by the anger. So, and Prabhupada writes that famous statement: the greatness of a person can be estimated by its ability to tolerate provoking situations. Hmm. So here is a provoking situation in one sense to uh, Jada. So, but he didn't got carried away. Hmm. He not just tolerated. On the top of it, he tried to help that person also. So it is even more higher stage. Not just no. Okay, I am somehow tolerate. You know, it's not like that. Actually, he tried to help that person also. So in that way, it is in that Vaishnava song. It comes about Lord Nityanand Prabhu. Markhai Prem de Dayal to Nahire. So now Nityanand Prabhu is accepting beatings, and on the top of it, he is giving Krishna Prem. So there cannot be any more merciful person than like this person. So in the same way, here also, Bharat Maharaj is he's offending him, but on the he is thinking about how to liberate that person. Hmm. So he's smiling itself. It shows that actually he did not got offended. You know, he wanted to generally if he felt some offended he also become angry and he react, you know generally that's what happened, tit for tat, you do something and I will also you know reply in the same way. So we can see that Parikshit Maharaj put a dead snake around Samyak Rishi and his son cursed, you know you die in 7 days. So that small mistake he reacted in so violently, you know so here if you see that Jada Bharata did not became like that. So we can see the nature of the world actually. People understand the bodily consciousness of others and they try to manipulate. So here also, Maharaj Raghuna is trying to do that only. He is trying to trigger, you know, Jada Bharat by trying to pinch him, by trying to trigger him, by saying, "Oh, you are so thin, so tired, so weak, so old." Like that he is saying like that and try to instigate that person. You know, that's how in this world always happens that actually everybody is in bodily consciousness, and because as soon as their emotions are little bit hurt, people immediately explode. Mm. So in that way, it always happens actually. And Prabhupada used to give that example that Britishers, when they came to India, they try to sell the chai. At that time, nobody is taking, you know, but they gave free and they made people have it. And afterwards, they charged 3 times more. And now we are so much used to it. Now you can't live without it. So people started buying. So it is always happens actually. People's bodily consciousness is taking advantage by the other people and they try to manipulate them. So interestingly, the same concept is also used by great souls also to serve Krishna. Hmm. And Prabhupada, when he went to Western countries, he said, "You are Americans. If you don't do something great, what is so great about you?" you know, he's also using that same bodily consciousness theory, and he is used on Americans only. You should do something great. Otherwise, what is so great about you? You know, at one place we say that no, this is all nonsense. Yasyasma buddhi gunapetri tatake. And if you think yourself, no, I am born in certain place, my land is worshipable, then that person is considered Sayava Gokaram, you know. But Prabhupada used the same to inspire them to become more dedicated to serve Krishna. And Prabhupada, when he came to India, he told actually, I am one Indian, old person. I went to Western countries and I did so much. And you are all there. You can do much more than that. You know. And he again used the same thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to all Indians, Bharat Bhumite Manusha Janma Hoili Yar, Janma Sarthak Pari, Parapukar. And he's telling you are Indians, you should do Parapukar. You know. So Prabhupada used the same again bodily consciousness to inspire the people to surrender to Krishna. So it is very, very interesting actually. The same concepts are used. Uh, and yesterday only we are hearing that conversation that somebody is saying to Prabhupada, uh, we had some hippies also chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada, hippies also chanting Hare Krishna, but you are not chanting Hare Krishna. That means you are worse than hippies. No? Hippies are much better than you. You know. So it is very interesting actually. This always in this world, this tug of war happens actually between a person who is highly in bodily consciousness and people who are trying to get liberated. So the person who is in bodily consciousness, he want to pull the other person into also bodily consciousness, and the person who is liberated, he also want to bring him out of bodily consciousness. This tug of war is always happens actually. That a non-devotee want to make devotee into non-devotee, a devotee try to make non-devotee into a devotee, and in that tug of war, who is going to win? You know. So here, if you see this between Rahugana and Jadabharata, uh, Rahugana is trying to bring him to, you know, modes within the modes. He is trying to bring him modes, but he is out of modes, and ultimately Jadabharata made him illusion smashed completely by giving his transcendental teachings. So in that way, this is always happens in this world. Then before Prabhupada also, so many Swamis went to Western countries and they also tried to preach. Instead of making them devotees, they become Westerners. They learned their habits and lifestyle and their food habits, you know, wearing that kind of Western clothes. They completely got transformed. So, and instead of remaining Goswami, they ended up becoming Godas. Mm. And on the other hand, when Prabhupada went, he went and he made those who are Godas completely addicted to so many things and he made them into Goswamis. So it is the greatness of a Paramahamsa actually between competition between conditioned soul and pure devotee. Who is going to win? Hmm. So the pure devotee is wins. So in our preaching also, we also come across such kind of people, and sometimes we also get carried away by the material energy, and we try to again, you know, come back. Huh? In that way, we become more and more strong by facing the opposition, and we reconfirm our understanding. No, this is only correct. What Shastra is telling is correct. So, like that, today is the disappearance day of one of the six Goswamis, Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami. To be said, Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami is from our South India. Bodily conscious. He is from our South India. He is from Sri Rangam. Bodily consciousness. So, Prabhupada is saying actually, just because the sun is rising from Japan, you cannot say, you know, sun belongs to Japan. You know, so sun belongs to the whole universe. Similarly, Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami is from South India. You know, we cannot say that actually he is only confined to South India. You know, he belongs to the entire humanity. So exactly during this time of Chaturmasa, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on his traveling to South India, at that time he happens to go to the Sri Rangam. So at that time, uh, this Venkat Bhatta is the pujari in the temple of Ranganathji. He requests Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to stay there during the Chaturmas period. So Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes his residence so at Sri Venkat Bhatta's home. Even now also that place is there where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu resided. Mm. So at that time that Gopala Bhatta Goswami is very very small boy, and he is personally engaged in the service of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing his kirtan in the streets of Srirangam, and so many people got attracted to the cult of bhakti. I think during that time only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happened to see that South Indian Brahmana is reading Bhagavad Gita and holding upside down, and crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared that your understanding of Bhagavad Gita is perfect, because just by following the order of spiritual master, he got the complete realization. Hmm? Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tata guru tasya hi kathita hi arda prakashante mahatmanah. Because as he has implicit faith in the uh, spiritual master, the Shastra revealed himself. It is called revealed scriptures. Just by reading, you can't understand. The book is a person, it speaks to you. To the degree we have faith in the Shastra and spiritual master, because he has faith in the spiritual master, you could understand that actually Krishna is the Bhakta Vatsala. He can do anything for serving his devotees. He can go to any extent. Uh, so during that time, Gopala Bhatta, he uh, one day he remembers actually Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas, and no, he is undergoing so much austerities. But I couldn't see his pastimes at Navadvip when he was youthful and performing Sankirtana. So at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the divine vision, which he can able to see the pastimes at Navadvip. And at that time, Gopala Bhatta Goswami wakes up and he comes running to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and falls at his feet. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showers his immense blessings and mercy upon Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And he says, actually, your parents are pure devotees, you serve them as long as they are there. And afterwards, you come to Vrindavan and join Rup Sanatan and continue your service. So, like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and he leaves that place. And even there is some deities of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, which are carved personally by the hands of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is also is there in Srirangam. So in that way, it is very very special. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visit to South India. He made one Goswami. He brought one Goswami into our this thing, and afterwards, this Gopala Bhatta Goswami, when he came to Vrindavan, uh, he was serving some Shaligram Silas. So one day, one of the merchant, he is giving so many ornaments and new clothes to deities. So at that time, Gopala Bhatta Goswami also felt, actually, if I also have some deity, I could also decorate with this. Uh, so, and he remembered actually that is the day before his Narsimha Chaturdasi. And he remembered that actually Lord Narsimha appeared from the pillar. And so Lord can manifest from anywhere, anytime. So, so like that he was just thinking, and he went for bathing. And by the time he came back, out of his Saligram Silas, one of the Damodar Shila is became this beautiful Radharaman deity. You know, very very small deity in Vrindavan. Very nicely they do all the worship and everything. Even now also, if you see, that is very well maintained temple. And Srila Prabhupada says actually you should learn the standards of worship from this Radharaman temple. Mm. As soon as you enter the temple, outside there will be two lights, red light and green light. If there is red light means darshan is closed. Green light means darshan is open. So in that way, it is very nicely organized by all the people. So and that deity is self-manifested deity. So it is said in Vrindavan there are three main deities: Radha Madana Mohan, Radha Gopinath, and Radha Govindadev, and they are all installed by Vajranab, the great grandson of Lord Krishna, and they are carved by uh, that Vishwakarma. And when they are checked, actually how they are exactly resembling Krishna or not, so that mother of Parikshit Maharaj Uttara was present, and she was asked. Actually, she told that Madan Mohan deity exactly looks like Krishna's feet, and the Govindadev, the chest and the hands are like that, similar, and the Gopinath, the face is also similar. But in three different deities, there are three different features of Lord came. Hmm. But this Radharaman deity is self-manifested. Krishna himself manifested. It is complete Krishna. you know, in that way. It is said if you don't have time to visit all the temples in Vrindavan, it is said you can visit this Radharaman deity. So that is considered taking darshan of all three deities together. So in that way, this Gopal Bhatta Goswami was serving under the uh, other Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and all these people as a very humble and menial servant. And he used to edit the books which are written by other Goswamis. That and when it comes to writing Chaitanya Charitamrita, at that time Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is asking blessings from many Vaishnavas. Please bless me that I can able to narrate these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is great thing actually, and he is asking about their interactions with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. They are also involved in. So, but some of the Vaishnavas they told we will give our blessings provided you don't mention our names in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, can you imagine actually? Generally, everybody want to be into that because it is going to be remain for so many hundreds and thousands of years. That book is going to be there, and your name is there. In that means it's eternal. Sometimes people compete for photos only. If some photos are photo session is happening, everybody want to include and be there. But here Gopal Bhatta Goswami also says that only. I will give my blessings provided you don't mention my name. you know, just to respect their desire. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami did not mention actually names of many people. Loknath Goswami also one of them, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami also. You don't find his name in Chaitanya Charitamrita anywhere. So this is the uh, greatness of these great souls actually, completely detached from the uh, name, fame, glory, which is very common in this world. And Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he mentions the qualities of the devotees, which he likes the most. In the 12th chapter, text number 13 onwards to till 20. And if you read them carefully, that many qualities matches with the Bharat Maharaj and Jada Bharata. And we'll just read them once and we'll conclude this. In Bhagavad Gita Devotion Service, chapter number 12. Advaishta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna eva cha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukakshami santushta satatam yogi yatatma dhrida nischayah mayyarpita manobuddhir yo madbhakta same priyaha. So there are different ashtakams are there in this world, right? We read every day, recite Guru Ashtakam, Radhikashtakam, Sachisutastakam. Shadagoshwami Ashtakam. Like that, it has glorification of devotees and Lord. Here, Krishna is singing Ashtakam, glorifying his devotees. So, what he likes in his devotees, Krishna is giving ad. If you want to join my service, these are the qualifications. You know, to serve outside people, put in a walk-in interview. And if you want to join our company, you should know these skills. These things. So Krishna is telling. So he like to see these qualities in his devotees. Hmm? One who is non-envious but is a kind friend to all living entities. Here we can see in the life of Bharat Maharaj, he is kind friend too. He is not able to step on the ants. Yeah. Uh, doesn't think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal both in happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self controlled, and engaged in devotion service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. So, all these are there. यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो य स च मे प्रियः. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very very dear to me. So he is not disturbed by anybody. He doesn't disturb also anybody, and he will not be also disturbed by anybody. So that is also one more important quality. अनपेक्षा सुचिर्दक्षा उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्ता समे प्रियः. My devotee, who is not dependent on ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, not striving for some result, is very dear to me. यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमाम्या समे प्रियः. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, such a devotee is very dear to me. समशत्रो च मित्रो च तदा मानापमानयो शीतोष्णा सुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गा विवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्मृतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेता स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः. This so many things matches in this sloka if you read. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from the contaminating association, always silent, satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotion service, such a person is very dear to me. एतु धर्मामृतमिदं यतोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परमा भक्त्यास्तेतीव मे प्रियः. Those who follow this imperishable path of devotion service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very very dear to me. So that's why it is mentioned this body of Jadabharata is the residence for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His body is a temple, moving temple. Tirthi kurvante tirthani swantastena gata vrata. So in that way we can see that long before I have seen that one book is written by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj about pilgrimage, pilgrimage to holy places in India. In the beginning page he quotes this sloka, you know, that Bhavidvida Bhagavata Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibhu Tirthi Kurvante Tirthani Swantastena Gata Bhuta. And he says that the Srila Prabhupada lotus feet is the uh, that same thing. It is the personification of all the holy places, and wherever he went, he made the places very, very holy. So he made the every place wherever he traveled into Vaikuntha. So in that way, here also it is mentioned about the uh, Bharat Maharaj, Jadabharata, is carrying the Supreme Lord within his heart, and he's carrying the compassion and trying to help each and everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।